Michael Jackson, Billie Jean's secret story. The night was electric in Los Angeles, 1982. The neon lights of Sunset Boulevard flickered like fireflies in the smog-filled air, and a young Michael Jackson sat quietly in the back of a limousine, his sequined jacket shimmering in the glow of passing headlights. Thriller was almost finished, the songs written, the dance moves practiced, but one track weighed heavily on his mind. A song that carried a shadow, a secret, and a truth no one else knew. That song was Billie Jean. Michael leaned his head against the tinted window, staring at the blur of the city. His mind wandered to the letter he had received weeks earlier. The handwriting was messy, frantic. The words, "Michael, you are the father of my child. He is your son. His eyes are yours. Don't deny it anymore." Signed, Billie Jean. Michael had never met her, or at least, that's what he told himself. But the world of fame is a strange one. Crowds press in, names blur, smiles fade, but one face lingers longer than it should. Billie Jean's face haunted him. The first encounter. It was 1979. The Jacksons were performing in New York, and the after-party was crowded with record executives, models, and fans who had found their way past security. Michael, shy as always, kept to a corner with his brothers. Then he saw her, a young woman in a sparkling black dress, her dark hair curling over her shoulders, eyes lined with fire. She walked toward him with the confidence of someone who had already rehearsed every step of this encounter. "Michael," she said, her voice honey-sweet but edged with something sharp. "You don't know me, but you will." Michael laughed nervously, glancing at Jackie, who raised an eyebrow. "You're amazing," she whispered. "I'll never forget tonight." And just like that, she was gone. Or so he thought. The letters begin. Months passed. Letters began arriving at Michael's family home in Encino. At first, harmless. "I love you, Michael. I know we're meant to be." But soon they darkened. "You can't hide from me. I know you. I know your soul." And then, "I had your son. His name is Elijah. He is yours." Michael's mother, Catherine, worried about him. "Michael," she said softly one night, "people will say anything for attention. Don't let it trouble you." But it did trouble him. Because in his heart, he wondered if, just maybe, something had happened that he couldn't remember. The visit. One night, after a rehearsal for Thriller, Michael returned to his car in the studio parking lot. A woman was waiting there, cradling a baby in her arms. It was Billie Jean. "Michael," she whispered, tears streaking her cheeks, "meet your son." Michael froze. The baby had dark brown eyes, eyes that, for a fleeting second, seemed to mirror his own. But something inside him knew. He had never touched her. He had never crossed that line. Fame brought rumors, and rumors grew into lies. Still, the encounter shook him. The song is born. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. He sat at the piano, his fingers restless. The bass line came first, a deep, hypnotic groove, like footsteps in a dark alley. Then the words spilled out. She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. Each lyric was both a confession and a warning. He wasn't just singing about Billie Jean. He was singing about every whisper, every shadow that chased him in the darkness of stardom. "Billie Jean is not my lover." He repeated it, not just to the world, but to himself, over and over until it became a shield against doubt. The secret confrontation. Months later, at a hotel in Las Vegas, Billie Jean appeared again. This time, security tried to keep her away, but Michael, tired of the chase, told them to let her through. "Why are you doing this?" he asked her quietly. "Because you belong to me," she said, clutching a photograph of the baby. "The world belongs to you, Michael, but you belong to me." Her eyes burned with obsession. Michael shook his head. "No, that's not love. That's a lie," she screamed then, loud enough for hotel guests to hear, accusing him, pleading with him, crying his name until security dragged her away. That was the last time Michael saw Billie Jean. The world hears the truth. When Thriller released, Billie Jean took the world by storm. Fans danced to the beat, mesmerized by the groove, never knowing the haunting truth behind it. Every time Michael performed it, every spin, every moonwalk, He poured into it the confusion, the fear, and the strength he had gained from that experience. The glittering glove pointed to the sky wasn't just a move. It was a declaration: I will not be defined by lies. Years later, the letters eventually stopped. Billie Jean disappeared, leaving behind only shadows in Michael's memory. Elijah, the supposed child, never came forward. No proof ever surfaced. But Michael never forgot. And that's why, whenever he performed Billie Jean, he performed it like a man fighting for his soul. Because behind the rhythm, the beat, and the moonwalk was a story of obsession, danger, and truth, one that would remain his secret forever. Sparkles the end, the secret of Billie Jean.